Hello guys, in this tutorial I would like to have a very basic introduction to Python strings, and I'm going to talk about some topics related to strings in Python. Okay, to start with, let's see how we can define strings in Python. To define strings, we can use either single quotation or double quotation. And whatever we put between these quotations is going to be considered as a string for Python. For instance, I can use single quotation. I can say hi. And this is mim. And this is going to be considered as a string in Python. I can also use double quotation. And it's going to be the same. But there might be some situation that we use also quotation in the string. For instance, if we have a situation like hi, hi, I'm learning Python. As you can see, this first part of the string is red highlighted by Jupyter Notebook, but the rest of it, starting from the letter M, is showing as a black. And if I run this line of code, you can see the error. And the Python says it's an invalid syntax. To resolve this error, what I can do is simply using backslash. So if I put backslash before the quotation inside the string, like this, the error is going to be resolved. So I can use hi, I'm learning Python. And also if the situation is something like double quotation here, again, backslash is going to help us to resolve the error. Okay, the next topic I want to talk about is variable assignment. It's basically how we can assign a string to a variable. It's very simple. First, we need to define the variable. Let's say I want the variable to be x equals to, then I can define my string, which could be hi, this is mim, right? And if I run this, and if I ask Python to print x, as you can see, the Python prints this string, which is hi, this is mim. And this is how we can do the variable assignment. Okay, let's get to the next one, which is multi-line strings. Basically, multi-line strings address the situation when you have different lines of strings and you can't define, or you don't want to define it in one line. That's a situation when we have multi-line strings. And the way to define it, there are actually three ways. I'm going to explain every single of them in this tutorial. Okay, the first way is to use three single quotation. So 1, 2, 3, as you can see. So three single quotation here, three single quotation here, and we put the string in between these two. I can say hi, this is for test, and I can use the print function here and put it in a print. But here the catch is you got to put whatever you want in the next line. You got to press enter to make it to put it in the next line, so the Python knows that after hi you want to go to the second line. If I print this one, as you can see, it goes hi. This is for test. Also, I can use three double quotation. So here, instead of single quotation, I'm just gonna copy this code, print it here. What I can do, I can go 1, 2, 3. Just delete this one. Sorry, right now it's a mess. I'm just gonna cut here, cut, paste. That's it. So if I run this, same result. This is hi, this is for test. And you may see it as such a hassle just going to the next line, pressing enter. So there's also another way to do so. We can go with hi, And to let Python knows that you want to go to the second line without actually going to the second line is to use \n and then writing down the second line. This is for test. And sorry, forgot to use quotation here. Yeah. And now if I ask Python to print this, yeah, the same result. So these are three ways that we can define multi-line strings in Python. Okay, let's get to the next one, which is a string length. To know the string length, there is a function we can use. That's a len function. And let's go back to our variable that we defined here. Just gonna copy, paste it here, run it. So if I ask Python what is the x variable, it tells me, hi, this is mem. And now if I ask Python about the length of mem, the length of x, it tells me 15. But let's see how the Python does the counting. So it starts from the first letter, which is hi. The second letter is I. Then this comma, it's another character. Then we have a free space here. That's another character. Then T, then H, then IS. Then another free space, then IS, another free space, MIM. This is basically how the Python does the counting to find the length of x. Okay, let's get to the next topic, which is accessing strings elements. First of all, you got to know, like many other popular programming languages, the strings in Python are arrays of bytes. Although Python doesn't have a character data type, a single character is simply a string with length of 1. And we can use a square bracket to access strings elements. But let's do an example here. Okay, let's go back to the variable we already defined, which was x, and x equals to hi. This is mem. And let's see how we can access the elements of this strings. First of all, you got to know the first elements is numbered as 0 in Python. So basically, Python starts counting from 0. So if I ask Python, what is the first elements in the variable x? So I got to use x, then square bracket, then I got to put 0. Because as I said, the Python starts counting from 0. If I run this line of code, it shows me h. And now if I want to access the second element, I got to use the variable name, then a square bracket, and I got to put the number 1 here. Again, now it shows me I. If you remember, when I was talking about the length of x, I said the Python also counts this free space as an element to do the counting of length of variable x. So let's see if Python actually did that. So this free space becomes 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I ask, what is the x3 here? It shows me free space. So basically, this free space is also counted when the Python was trying to calculate the length of x. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is looping through strings, and this is also very simple if we understand how the Python treats strings just like arrays. Let's do an example here. For instance, if I say for x in, let's define as the variable as hi. Okay, this is Python tutorial. And then I ask Python to print x. Before running this line of code, let's predict what happens if I run this. First of all, I ask Python to go from the very first element of this string. So the string is hi, this is Python tutorial. So now I ask Python to go to start from a very first element of this string and go down to the last element. For x in this string, I ask Python to print the variable x. So what we should expect from Python is to print every single element of this strings in different lines. And let's see what happens. And this is what we expected. So what Python did, the Python went through this string, starting from very first element, which is high. And so for x in high, this is Python tutorial, starting from the very first element, it gets to h, so x becomes equal to h. Now we ask Python to print x. So that's for the first one. The first loop. Now it gets to the second loop. The second loop goes to the second element, which is I. And now we ask Python to print it. Okay, and Python did what we ask it. And the third element, this is this comma. The fourth element is this free space. As you can see, we have a kind of like free, like we have a line without any letter or any comma here. The next element is T. So that's why in the next line, the Python prints the letter T. And it goes down to the last element, which is the letter L, which is also the last letter of the tutorial. Okay, so this is how we can do looping through strings, which is very simple and straightforward in Python. The last topic I want to talk about is checking strings. Basically, how we can check if an element exists in a string. There are 3 ways to do so. I'm going to explain every single of them here. So let's start with the function in. So let's go back to the variable we already defined, which was x. So I'm gonna bring it here so you can see it. X high, x equals to high. This is mem, okay, and this is x. Now let's see if we want to see if the word this exists in this string. So how we can actually do that? We can say this in x. The output of in function is either true or false. So if this word exists in this string, the result of this line of code is going to be true. And if it doesn't, it's going to be false. But because this actually exists in the variable x, we expect the Python shows us the true. And this is what happens. But let's see if I ask Python me in x. So as I said, the output of in function should be either true or false. And what this line of code does is it checks if the word me exists in the variable x. And variable x is basically a string that includes hi, this is mem. The word me doesn't exist in this variable, so we'd expect Python to return us a false. Yep, and this is what we see from Python and what we expected. So this is one way we can check if an element or a word exists. Oh, I forgot to do it for element. Let's see. Let's say the element. Let's say the letter W, which could be an element. W in x. We don't have any letter W in the variable x, so we expect it to be false, as it is here. And well, let's ask Python about the letter H. We have the letter H as the very first element, so in this variable, so we expect the Python returns true. Yep. Okay, there's also another way, which is like opposite way of like in, which is not in. The output of not in is also true or false, but it just do the opposite. So for instance, if I ask this not in, the word this actually exists in the variable x, and that's why this in x returns true to us. So if I say this not in x, it returns false to us. It basically says, no, this actually exists in the variable x. So that's false. And for instance here, if I ask w not in x, it should return us true because yes, w doesn't exist in the variable x. So that should be true. Yeah, and that's how we get it. Also, we can use the function if. And the way we can do it, we can say if, let's say, w not in x, then print. So we know the if function to get to the second line. It basically implements the second line if this this command is true, right? And now we know this command is going to be true because we know the w doesn't exist in x. So that's why we get to this second line here. And I can say print w doesn't. Yeah, I can use backslash n, backslash quotation. Exist in x. As we can see here, even the if function also use in and should use in or not in for checking if an element exists in a variable, in a variable which could be in a string. So if I run this line of code, as you can see, because the w not in x is true, we get to the second line, which is a print function that we ask Python to print w doesn't exist in x. Okay, that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Peace.